Guys, this is Stents, also known as Alpha 5 from the Rangers Dojo, coming to you with another tournament match from our long-running Rangers submitted deck tournament. Right now we have Water Dark Fire Control piloted by me on the top, and Light Water Dark Leviathan Control piloted by Sean at the bottom. This is one of Sean's favorite decks, and this is one of my favorite decks that I'm piloting, so this will give you a really good match. This is also going to be a long match, so buckle in, children. Uh, Small note, Sean, at the time that I'm recording this, just 2 days ago, his wife had a baby. So send Sean a congratulations whenever you get the chance. But yeah, I'll be recording this guy alone as well as a couple of the videos in the future. I hope that's okay with you guys. But anyway, let's just get right into it. Looking at the opening hands, um, my opening hand, I don't have anything to do before 3 board space wise. Uh, well, nothing to do before 4 board space wise, and I don't even have a play until 3. Mesmerize is an incredible card, especially in a control matchup, but it's not looking incredible because I am the more mid-range control list. I am better at beating aggro, and Sean's is definitely the greedier control list. He is better in the dual control matchup. So I think Sean is favored in this match if he plays it out correctly. Uh, However, Sean's hand is also pretty bad. He doesn't have anything to do until 4, and even then, that's just durdle and search for something to do. Um, so this is going to be kind of an awkward start. So let's see how things go. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit so that we can get to the next play. Sean's in the play. I'm on the draw. I think Sean elected to be in the play. I would have, in a control matchup, I absolutely prefer to be on the draw rather than the play because those resources are really important and momentum is very minimally important. But that's his call. Storm Spark to mana absolutely makes sense. Nothing to mana or nothing to tap, and it's not doing you any good there. I might have started with Tritonus because it's so far away, but I mean he's probably gonna Tritonus next turn. I pick up a Heliflame, not relevant. I mana the Bone Blades, mostly because Finbar's Dreadnought is a critical combo piece for my deck, and the Bone Blades isn't gonna hit anything relevant whatsoever on his board unless it's like an Aqua Strider or something. Sean picks up a King Neptas. Well, I mean, I guess it's something to do on 5. Now he manages the Tritonus. Makes sense. Passes back to me. I pick up a Grudge Weaver. That's great. I have a combo enabler, and I have a play on 2, which is great. Here I'll mana the Dreadnought because I want blue mana specifically for potentially a logo scan if I pick it up on 3. And honestly, the Dreadnought it just isn't getting there. Like, I have to get to 8 in order for it to matter. Here, Sean mana's a Mesmerize because he doesn't have black mana, which sucks. He needs the darkness mana, but if he could have, oh my good golly gosh, I would have been in a heap of trouble. But it be like that sometimes. So he passes back to me. He still doesn't have a play until 4. And come on, me, what am I doing? I haven't drawn yet. There we go. Pick up second fumes, immediately mana the Heal of Flame. Ah, we skipped ahead a little bit. Let me pause. Uh, I'm experimenting with the fast forward feature in Cockatrice, and the playback is a little bit weird. So, to recap, I top deck a Fumes, I mana the Heal of Flame, so I've unlocked red, because I figured 2 Fumes is going to be better than a Heal of Flame hitting every turn and being irrelevant. I Mesmerize here, he reveals his hand to me. This is a really tough choice for me, but I'll tell you what I do. Oh god, he is speeding up. Alright, I pitch the Crystal Memory, and I'll tell you why. One, I see from Sean's hand that he doesn't have much anything to do on 4. So he's going to have to mana one of these critical pieces to do anything in order to just stay in the game. Because if I get ahead in mana, that's going to be it. Um, Additionally, the Neptus I'm not scared of. The Bottle of Wishes could be scary, and I know Sean loves to rip Bottle off the top. But the Lyre is really the only scary thing, but it's so far off right now, and I've got 2 Fumes coming, that he's going to mana something. I'm going to play a Fumes, and the next turn he's going to mana something. He'll be up to 1 or 2 cards in hand, and I'll play another Fumes, and chances are all of these cards are going to get pitched or maned anyway. So I would rather keep him off of just having a play on 4 and keep him on that back foot. Continuing on, what we got here. Oh boy, fast forward is fast, fast. He manages the Neptus, I agree. Top deck the Aqua Strider, plays it, just board space is fine. But honestly, I might not have even played the Aqua Strider because he just needs mana cards. I would have mana the Aqua Strider this turn, but whatever. Here I pick up Blaze Helix. That's important in other Lightwater Dark matchups, but there's not many blockers, and I know his hand, and there aren't many blockers. So I mana the Blaze Helix, play the Fumes. Uh, Fumes, he chooses to ditch Lyra over Bottle, which is strange to me because Lyra's the way more relevant card, but I guess he favored having a play on 5. And again, he doubles down on that play on 5. He manas the Andromeda, and then rips Bottle. Oof. Uh, the major weakness of this Lightwater Dark Leviathan control, which is something that we're gonna go over in a little bit of testing, is it has no draw. It absolutely needs more draw. Um, Sean rips the Mesmerize off the Bottle, which is decent, I guess, but Cronax is definitely the better choice here, and that's what he picks. Obviously, no question, especially because now that Sean's hand is empty, the Fumes is irrelevant. It's just a body. Uh, but God, that was really a whiff. He needed something big to contest this board. Just put me on the back foot and kind of lock me out of the game. Here I draw the Grudge Weaver. Obviously, I mana Fumes. But I actually choose not to play the Grudge Weaver because it's not doing anything right now. I've already got a Grudge Weaver on board. My combo's fine if I pick something up, but I need mana. And I need to stay ahead of Sean in mana. So I actually hold it. I don't play it because it doesn't do anything for me, and it'll be better used as mana next turn. That was a hard decision. Sean rips or I'm sorry, top decks a Terror Pit, which he can't play. And he rightly chooses there's nothing relevant on this board. I can't hedge my bets and hold it for something later because I'm running low on mana. So he manas it and continues. Here I pick up a Skull Shatter, which is really good, the control matchup. So if I decide to go all face and break a bunch of shields, then next turn I can rip the Skull Shatter. So I mana the Grudbeater and I go back. Here, Sean picks up the Neptus. It contests the board. This is a decent play. I still might have considered doubling down on just, hey, I gotta stay ahead on mana, but it's a fine play. Pardon me, I am sleepy. Ooh, excuse me. Here, pick up Tats the Unchained. Board is better than hypothetically clearing his hand. So I mana the Skull Shatter, go to 7, Tatsurian comes down, kills the Aqua Strider. Sean picks up a second Terror Pit. I could go either way on holding versus manaing the Terror Pit right now. Um, there's definitely an argument to be made for manaing the Terror Pit, but there's definitely an argument to be made for holding it for the Tats Unchained. He holds it, and I respect that decision. I top deck a Cronax, which is a really good top deck. Cronax does so much work in this deck. Oh my goodness, Cronax does so much work. So here I'm going to value trade the Fumes into the Neptas after I play the Cronax. Mostly because Neptus is a pain. It's hard to remove. Pardon me again, I am sleepy. I apologize. I am recording this at probably 8 a.m. But yeah. Cronax kills the Neptas. I'm sorry, Cronax comes down, buffs the Fumes. Fumes bumps into the Neptas. And here I actually make a mistake. Sean has one card in hand, and I am well and truly ahead in board, and ahead in mana as well. Uh, oh, I did double break. Okay, I'm great. I'm incredible. Good for me. I thought I didn't. Maybe the mistake was I didn't attack last turn, because I remember I put down that I should have. But, yeah, that's fine. Oh, here, Sean very helpfully put down notes in the chat, as you can kind of see over here. Um, I made a misplay. I should not have bumped Fumes into the Neptas. I should have used Cronax to designate Tatsurian the Unchained to be able to attack untapped creatures. Tatsurian kills the Neptas himself, and then with his ability untaps, because the first time he wins a battle he untaps himself, and then I could have double broken with Tats and then attacked with Fumes. So I basically wasted my Fumes for no reason. I didn't have to kill it. I hyper focused on the Slayer aspect of Cronax. So that's a critical point, and I'm glad Sean wrote that down in the chat as notes because that is important. So thank you, Sean. He very properly caught my misplay, and he's not even here for me to give him props for that, which stinks. Here he flips the Toxic Fog, which is kind of a weird play because he really needs mana cards, and the Grudge Weaver loses him a card in hand. I would not have done this. I would have kept it because that Grudge Weaver isn't doing anything for anything. In fact, he could have bounced the Grudge Weaver to King Coral and it would have been fine. But eh, I digress. King Coral isn't doing anything for his board right now, so that's the obvious choice for which to pitch. And then I pass back to him because my Cronax obviously has Summoning Sickness. Um, yeah, pass back. Picks up a second King Coral. Well, that's an easy mana decision. And then Terra Pits the Tats. Again, good decision. He should be one shield left, that I should still have a fuse on the board if I wasn't bad. But, I mean, we all live, we learn. Um, Here I top deck another Grudge Weaver, which, whoa, I'll put it on board just as a combo enabler if I pick up an Overlord Sargon or something. Here I think I probably should have attacked with Cronax. I should have just put more pressure on, but it makes sense that I didn't because right now I'm still only very marginally ahead, and Sean's approaching his power turns. So I guess it wasn't necessarily a mistake. It was very passive though. I top deck a Logos because I'm so good at this game. I just I feel so bad every time I play Sean. I either top deck like a god or I get Shield Blast like a god. Uh, Logos into Kaylee. Now that I've got Kaylee, the Shield Blast don't scare me because Grudge Weaver will kill a card that he's holding, or Kaylee will go back to my hand, so I can swing with the Cronax without being scared. Give him a Lyra, and then he picks up a Piercing off the top. Here I think Sean correctly manas the Piercing, which is a really hard decision to make because Piercing's just some of the best removal in the game, bar none. But you have to have a board to really take advantage of Piercing, and bouncing Cronax doesn't feel good, and tapping Kaylee doesn't do anything, so eh. The Lyra here to hold down the Kaylee is just like it's so much better. It's so much better. Piercing wouldn't have done anything, and you have to have a board to take advantage of Piercing. There's an argument to be made, maybe Mana Squillace, but that's about it. Here, I punish Sean by nut drawing, and just drawing better than him. So I pick up a Cronax. I think to myself, okay, I'll hold that later. Uh, but then I play the Grip of Despair because I either want to see the card that he's been holding for 2 or 3 turns, or I just want that Lyra out of the way. And if I take out the Lyra, then great for me. Um, but yeah, I think I swing with the Cronax here, yeah, because I'm ahead on board still. Uh, Sean's going to 8, or he's at 8 mana right now. He just did increment his counter on the left. But that's going to end up biting me in the butt because now he goes to 9, and the Cronax that I was holding for something like an Andromeda is going to get pitched by the Squillace. And he top decks the Keeper of Laws, which is really relevant because it's not multi-civ mana like the Aqua Strider is, so he can actually play his 9-drop on. Well, it's not really turn 9 anymore, but he can play his 9-drop now. Um, he pitches an Aqua Strider, I pitch a Cronax. He gets the ahead in that exchange, but he's still really far behind. I can't attack or block until the start of my next turn, I want to say. Da, da, da. When this creature battles on your opponent can't attack or block with creatures until the start of your next turn. Okay, so yeah, it's not exactly relevant, but I can't attack this turn, and I couldn't block that last turn, but he didn't have anything to attack with. Here I pick up the Finbar's Dreadnought, which is super important, but I'm only at 7 mana, so I pass it back. Next turn, pretty much anything I pick up is going to mana, because that's what's going to lock up the game for me. Sean top decks Aqua Strider, which, like, cool, it stops me from attacking, but jeez, that's not helpful. I think he played Swing with the Squillace, and I briefly disconnected, I think. My internet connection was really weird this day. Uh, so I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Hopefully it won't freak out too much. Yeah, my connection's out, my connection's back. Yeah, he does swing with a Squillace, which I definitely let through, and definitely was a mistake, because he didn't have the resources for this. And if you notice, as usual, I'm just better at Kaijudo than Sean, and by that I mean I'm just significantly luckier on Cockatrice. Uh, or maybe you could call it bad plays getting punished by RNG, I don't know. But I ripped double Terror Pit and Shields. This is stupid. That was gross. Sean is understandably angry about this play. Or play, but this pretty much locks up the game, except I'm dumb and bad and make a misplay this coming turn. I do everything out very patiently. Um, Sean passes the turn back. We'll fast forward very briefly. Yeah, so I pick up Mesmerize. Mesmerize doesn't do anything for me because he's got no hand. Play the Dreadnought, draw 2. I'm excited about Infernus and Drillstorm. I should have swung with Cronax first. I should have swung with Kaylee first. And I'll tell you why. Typically, I would swing with Cronax first because Kaylee can be bounced back to my hand and it's not as concerning. However, um, now both can go back to my hand because Dreadnought's on the board. And I want Cronax back in my hand a lot more than I want Kaylee back in my hand. And there are Shield Blasts that only hit Kaylee that don't hit Cronax. Such as, drumroll please, because Sean got a bottle, Bone Blades! Yeah, so I could have killed this. I could have killed him this turn, but because I swung with the wrong creature and didn't consider his blasts, I didn't. However, it's not going to end up mattering. It's just going to end up delaying the inevitable because Sean's about to draw, and he's going to pick up Storm Spark Blast off the top, and that's going to do literally nothing for him, and then I'm going to put the game away. So, a couple of mistakes on my part, a couple of strange decisions on Sean, but at the end of the day, Sean had a lot of really tough mana choices because the deck just has no draw. And that really came back to bite him. I think we might run a couple of Logos, but like Tritonus, I think, is the only draw in the deck, and Tritonus, you know, is 10 mana. So unless you rip Tritonus off bottle, you're kinda out of it. Anyway, that's gonna be game one. I'll get back to you guys in just a second with game two. Stay tuned. Alright guys, welcome back to game two. We have me on top again and Sean on the bottom, and let's just get right into it. Let's look at the opening hands real quick before I continue. Um, Sean's opening hand is just as bad as last game, if I'm gonna be real. He does not draw well, just ever. Um, I agree with his Grip of Despair decision because it unlocks 2 colors and he doesn't have to think about it too hard later, but maybe I would have gone Return and Coral in consecutive turns. Hard to say. Probably won't end up mattering because returning things to my hand is not terrible for me as opposed to other people. My opening hand, I have Draw, I have Search, I have Removal, and I have a big dude. It's a good hand. I like this hand. The only problem is I don't have Dark Mana. But we'll see how that goes going forward. Eh, not as concerned as I could be. I pick up a dark card, but that's a really good dark card, so I might actually want to play that. I played the Drillstorm to mana because it's not going to do anything this game. I don't think he has literally any targets that Drillstorm hits. With the AOE and then the 3,000 or less, I think it just hits Fumes if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, Drillstorm is just not relevant this game. He manas Andromeda. I agree, makes sense. Aqua Strider to contest my early game board so I don't get an early lead. That's fine. I pick up a Kaylee. That's a great card. I really considered manaing the Kaylee. I really did because I just needed the mana, and this was a lot of tough decisions. But I'm pretty sure I mana Blaze Helix again because again, it doesn't do much anything. This is not where I want to be color pie wise, but you know, this is kind of how it has to go. Um, Sean picks up a Piercing off the top, which is a really good top deck. He manas Dark Return, which I agree with. Now Sean's got all. Well, actually, he had all 3 of his colors unlocked last turn. My mistake. Passes back to me because he obviously can't attack the Aqua Strider. I pick up Tats the Unchained. What do I do here? Do I mana the memory? I think I mana the memory and play Logos because that's important. Or maybe I mana Logos and play Kaylee so that I can memory on 4. I'm pretty sure that's what I do actually. Now that I'm looking back at this, that makes more sense. I think I mana Logos, play Kaylee, because I've got most of my combo. I got most of my pieces. I would rather search for one piece than just dig 2 cards deeper. That may not be relevant in this matchup. Yeah, exactly. So I mana Logos, play Kaylee. Now I've got a combo piece on board, and I can. Well, it really doesn't contest for it at all, but it's just something to do. Um, Sean picks up Mesmerize, great top deck. King Coral, Mesmerize off the top. Now here, I'm pretty sure Sean's gonna put notes in the chat at some point because this is such a hard decision. Like, there's an argument to be made for every single one of these cards. Memory and Furnace, Whispers and Tats. Whispers is super scary because the way I win this game is just by having more resources in hand, just by being able to do things more efficiently than he can. Memory is Search. I don't have the mana for Whispers right now, so that's an unlikely discard. Tats is scary because it's a mid-range threat that will help me blow him out. Well, he doesn't have cards in hand, and Infernus is obviously my big finisher beat stick. I personally wouldn't pitch Infernus. Um, The Furnace doesn't scare me for a long time, and 9 times out of 10 it's going to end up as mana at some point in the future. The Memory is scary, because the Memory basically guarantees my mid game. The Whispers might be scary, but I don't have Dark Mana at the moment, so not as relevant. Uh, for me personally, this choice would be between Tats and Memory. Um, let's see what Sean does. He's getting close to a decision, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, no, the this is a hard decision. There's an argument to be made for pretty much every card in my hand. Some arguments are, I think, more compelling than others, but yeah, no. For me, yeah, there's the notes. He's still mulling it over, right? But for me, Tats or Memory, I think Memory's the right play, honestly, because now I don't have anything to do, and he could rip Bottle next turn in the Shaunest way possible, and potentially get way ahead of me. So we'll see. I top deck Bone Blades. I mana the Bone Blades, which feels really weird because I could remove the Aqua Strider, but like I don't care about removing Aqua Strider. Like it's just an Aqua Strider. I'll get over it with Tatsurian or something else. He picks up Terror Pit. That's a really good pickup. It's probably gonna end up as mana so he can hard cast Bottle because I know Sean and he's gonna mana something so he can hard cast Bottle because he loves ripping Bottle. Uh, he's gonna mull it over. He's gonna think it through, but at the end of the day, he's gonna hard cast Bottle. Like I'm 90% sure. Oh my god, he maned Piercing. I would have held Piercing personally because that's some of the best removal in the game, and he has an Aqua Strider, which is a skirmisher, not a guard. But I guess he valued the Terror Pit because he knows I have Tatsurian in it and Infernus in hand, which I don't hate. Here I could Mesmerize, or I could Maddening and pitch both, and that way I see both of his cards and they're gone. So yeah, Mesmerize is the obvious mana decision, and then I go Maddening. Um, because he's not going to have cards in his hand for the foreseeable future until I can get over that Aqua Strider. So yeah, I'm puzzling it through. I'm double checking my T's, crossing my I's. That made sense in my head. Be quiet. Um, but yeah, Maddening pitches both of his cards. He feels bad about it. Bet you wish I hard cast that battle now, Sean. No, that's not nice. That's unfair. Uh, that's confirmation bias and that's results based thinking. Um, sorry about that. My computer almost fell asleep. Arguments to be made for pitching Infernus there. Um, or for me, mana ending Infernus instead of Mesmerize, but I'd rather hold the Infernus for a later decision. Here, he tap decks Fumes and plays it. He knows both the cards in my hand if he's been paying close attention, so Fumes either gets rid of a threat or a threat, so I like the Fumes here. It puts him a little bit behind on mana, but what else is new? Um, making me make that tough decision and making my mana decisions harder is a valid call. So I respect that play. It'll pass back to me, and I'll pick up Sargon. Sargon is, believe it or not, too slow at the moment. Like, yes, it's a fast attacker, and I can kill a Kaylee to kill one of my opponent's creatures, but uh, I'm nowhere near Sargon yet. I'm near no. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. I'm going up to 6, which means I'm still 2 turns away from a 7 drop, and Tatsurian uh basically makes blockers irrelevant because he kills the blocker and then untaps and swings again. Uh, so Tatsurian in this niche instance is just better than Sargon, excluding fast attack. But chances are, based on Sean's hand, I'm not concerned about him outracing me at this moment because he just doesn't. And we're back. Sorry about that. I think my headset cut out, and I paused immediately to make sure that I didn't miss anything. Continuing on, I top deck a Dreadnought. I hold that. That is the most important card at this stage of the game. No cap. Uh, Plus Sean skip mana, so I can skip mana, and I don't feel bad about it. We're both at 6, even though Sean hasn't incremented his counter in a couple of turns. But that's okay. Sean needs to untap. I think he was doing at some point during one of these games. He steps away to do baby stuff, or not baby stuff, but like toddler stuff. So here he top decks a Lyra. I'm not against playing Lyra here. Like he's got dominant board position, and I've been holding one card which he knows is Tatsurian, and then I didn't mana the other, so he knows that's another threat. So might as well put the pressure on while you can. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, Sean slaps the Lyra down, taps the Kaylee, kills it with the Fumes, If he was going to commit to being aggressive, I would have done it the other way around. I would have killed Fumes with Aqua. I would have killed Kaylee with Aqua Strider and then swung in with Fumes. But you know, one less shield on my side of the board is less scary. But that's also one more resource that I can then likely play Tatsuri on with next turn. So again, that's a playstyle preference. He's playing the safer, longer control game play, which again I don't hate. Um, Lyra also scares off some of my bigger cards because I don't have a lot that can contest a Lyra outside of Infernus, so or a Cronax. Here I slap down the Tats. I top deck another Fumes. He still has an empty hand, doesn't do anything. Tats kills the Aqua Strider. Now my other dudes can attack unscared. He top decks a Terror Pit. No mana to play it. Feels bad, man. I'll pass it back to me. Oh, actually, he might swing with Lyra and Fumes here. He might want to just like put the pressure on, which I respect. Um, yeah, if he goes aggro here, then I'm pretty sure I win the game on the not on the spot, but if he goes aggro here, then he's just gonna put me so far ahead resource wise and mana wise that the game is unwinnable. But I think he does go aggro here because he wants to push the board advantage, but he should have started pushing board advantage last turn if that was the case. No, he doesn't go aggro here. Thank God. Good for you, Sean. Good decision. Here, Cronax is top decked. I really wish it hadn't been Cronax. I really wish it had been something multi civ or something single civ, so I could play Finbar, um, and just could start going off. But it be like that sometimes. So I play the Kaylee, and that enables me to maybe play Cronax next turn, maybe play Finbar next turn. Here, Sean top decks Laws. Again, Laws is going to get used as just mono civ mana, so they can play Terror Pit. And now I think is the turn he goes aggro, which is a much better decision than the last turn. Um, yeah, Terror Pit's gonna kill the Tats, and he's gonna start breaking. I'm gonna fast forward a tiny bit. Yeah, Terror Pit kills Tats. He's swinging in. Yep. I pick up two Logo Scan and a Grudge Weaver, which I mean, cool. Grudge Weaver's probably not doing much of anything, but Logos is draw. I like drawing. Drawing's fun. Um, Then it'll pass back to me, feeling kind of, and I'm feeling, well, I should be feeling pressured if I didn't have a Cronax and a Finbar in hand. I pick up the second Cronax, and this enables some stupidity. I've got 6 cards in hand, I don't need 2 Logos. So I put 1 Logos in mana, and here I'm pretty sure I need to play at least 1 Cronax so the Kaylee can trade with the Lyra, and I'm just not at risk of losing the game. So I start with the Grudge Weaver. This is to hedge my bets against some later aggression, I guess. Might have been wiser to play the Logos, but whatever. In retrospect, it might have been better to play the Logos because that Grudge Weaver doesn't do anything for me. Uh, but yeah, Cronax into Kaylee. Cronax designating Kaylee as a target of both abilities and then attacking Lyra to kill it is a huge stabilization point for me, and now I have 4 cards up and Sean's got a Toxic Fog and a Fumes in hand. Here he can Toxic Fog safely because that Grudge Weaver doesn't do anything because he has no hand, obviously. Or he can mana the Toxic Fog for later. Either way, I understand. Grudge Weaver's a combo piece for Sargod. Pardon me again, I apologize. But yeah, he ends up playing the Toxic Fog because he doesn't have a 9-drop to ramp to in his hand and bird in the hand kind of thing, right? So, uh, I'm feeling pretty good about this game at this point. I feel like I have inevitability if I just can get the Finbar and the second Cronax off. Um, but it's going to be dicey navigating my way there. I think I dirtle a little too long. So I go 3 into Logos. I should have done that last turn. I play Kaylee, accidentally tap it, and I didn't have mana for anything else. Uh, Sean top decks a Fumes, to which I'll pitch probably... Oh, no, I'm sorry. Did Sean top deck the Aqua Strider, I think? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Sean top decked the Aqua Strider. And then he swings with the Fumes. Uh, at this point, Sean needs to pile on the pressure, just wherever he can find it, so I don't hate it. And again, I have a Terror Pit and Shields because I'm just better at this game. Or just significantly luckier on cockroaches. Who knows? Um, it kills the Aqua Strider, so then the Chronax can attack over the fumes later. Uh, top deck. Didn't see what I top deck. Honestly, it doesn't matter. I'm just so far ahead. Bone Blades ain't doing anything. Mana for the Dreadnought. Uh, pick up Skull Shatter and Fumes. Oh boy, I've got some easy mana decisions next turn. Chronax kills the Fumes. Kaylee kills the Fumes? How does Kaylee kill Fumes? How did I do that? Oh, because it's a power attacker, of course. I'm silly. Kaylee kills Fumes, and then Chronax hits a shield. Forgot Kaylee was a power attacker. Don't mind me, I'm dumb. Uh, Here he picks up a Toxic Fog. I mean, wow, that doesn't do anything because Kaylee will go right back to my hand. So that's easy mana. Keeper of Laws comes down. It's not even hexproof. It just keeps me from playing spells. Or makes me kind of regret playing spells. But look at my hand. I'm not playing any spells. I'm gonna mana Skull Shatter because it's not doing anything, and then I'm gonna go off. Let's see here. At this point, the game's pretty much an inevitability. I just need to be patient, not do anything dumb. Um, so I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. I mana the Kaylee because everything's a Kaylee when I have Finbar. One Chronax into the second Chronax. All right, so I'm gonna talk about this combo because it's really cool. Having one Chronax on board without Summoning Sickness and Finbar on board lets you play Chronax, bump it into something, play the one Chronax from your hand, I'm sorry, to designate the Chronax on board, bump it into something, send that Chronax back to hand with the Finbar ability, and then I basically have infinite Slayers. Because I just Chronax designate Chronax, and it goes back to my hand, and next turn Chronax designate Chronax, send it back to my hand, and then I swing with the Finbar because I want to start putting this game away, and Sean is only at 8 mana, and I'm kind of beating the snot out of him, and I've got 5 cards in hand. And even if he has a big comeback, then I've got Skull Shatter ready. So, yeah. Here he picks up King Coral, which is important, I think. I'm about to get logged out. Yeah, okay, sure, whatever. Um, Flips over Crystal Memory. Again, very important card. This is a critical pickup. Let's see what he searches for. Again, I'm going to fast forward just a little bit. Looking at his library, and he picks up an Andromeda, which is a pretty good card. I like Andromeda. Uh, and come on, Sean, you can do it. And then I swing with a Kaylee because I can. And there's another Shield Blast, which is Bone Blades, and it's going to kill the other Kaylee. This Kaylee I'm pretty sure I just played, so I can't attack with it. Yeah, I played the Kaylee this turn, so I couldn't attack with it. But it's just one less thing threatening shields next turn. Even if I do play it again, it's got Summoning Sickness, so removal is removal. That like this is there's nothing wrong with this. This is absolutely right. Um, there I was just explaining. Oh yeah, I played this one this turn, so there's no difference between the tapped one and the untapped one. And he's like, okay, whatever. That was the delay. Here he picks up Mesmerize, and Mesmerize is good, but maybe it'll be better next turn. Right now, it's not die time. So, plays Andromeda. I remind him to hold shift, which he laughs at. Uh, I just remember that joke happening. No, I can't hear like any audio that we recorded while we were saying that while we were playing the games. Usually we're cursing like sailors, and this is a PG channel, so for the most part. There's a Grip of Despair, which I picked up, but I'm just gonna Chronax that Andromeda because the Chronax into Chronax combo is coming again. Jesus Christ, poor Sean. I feel so bad, but not actually, because this is really satisfying to get off when it works. Chronax is such a good card. Um, Here I mana the Kaylee, because everything's a Kaylee with a Finbar and with a Dreadnought on the board. Um, Kaylee should be tapped. Why is it not tapped? I hope I don't use all of my mana this turn, because that's a problem. Did I skip mana? I'm pretty sure I skipped mana. I hope I didn't cheat here. I'm gonna go back a little bit and make sure that I didn't cheat. Untap permanents. I draw. I get Grip of Despair. I untap. And maybe I just rearrange things. Yeah, I'm just rearranging mana. Okay, I didn't mana the Kaylee. I still have the Kaylee in hand. I apologize. I was afraid that I played mana and I didn't tap it properly. Pretty sure I don't play mana this turn. Sorry guys. Competitive integrity. I did not want to catch myself cheating. That'd be infuriating. I don't think it would matter, but because this game is a lock, but you know, it'd be like that. Fumes to pitch his Mesmerize just because he has one card in hand. I don't like him having cards in hand. It's very mean. It scares me. So Fumes will pitch the Mesmerize. Cronax designate Cronax. And we're going off again. I'm gonna fast forward a tiny bit. Cronax kills Andromeda. Dreadnought, double break. Stormspark. Sean got lucky with the shields for once. And he's got a Lyra to Mesmerize. And he's got 9 mana for it. Good for Sean. He can actually play these cards. Um, again, I'm going to fast forward a little bit. There's no decisions to be made here. Lyra and then Mesmerize comes down. Lyra is to lock down. I forget what he designated, but it doesn't honestly matter. We'll see in a second when I untap. Here, Sean kills the Cronax combo, which is the right play, unfortunately. Oh, he keeps the Mesmerize. He keeps the Dreadnought locked down, which makes sense. I use Crypt of Despair, kill the Lyra. I play the Helo Flame just to make sure that I have enough attackers to win in case he gets a Dirty Shield Blast. But yeah, that's the game. Thank you guys for watching. This was a really fun matchup to play, and I hope was a really fun matchup to watch. Um, I love that deck. That Water Dark Fire control is nutty. There are a couple of things I would tweak to make it just that little bit better, but oh my good golly gosh, the way it handles mid-range and aggro matchups is nutty. And if I can stay ahead in resources of the other control deck, then it's a great matchup too. If the other control deck has better draw than me, like straight up, if Sean had at any point ran a Reverberate in this deck, I would have lost, or enough logo scans, or I had played spells into his Keeper of Laws, which he never drew until late game. So, uh, unfortunately, Sean had minimal draw this game, but uh, I won an unfavorable here. But with that said, that's the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Do all the socials. Hit us up in the Discord. Blah 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 blah. See you next time. Peace.